Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brooklyn. If you are new, thank you so much for being here. I am going to be talking about all the books that inspired me to start my reading journey, what got me into reading. Um I used to be a avid reading hater, so if you are a reading hater, I totally get your anger. I thought people who read were so boring. Like, you're a nerd. Like, reading is so boring. I could be watching a show or doing literally anything else. Like, why would I sit there for hours reading a books? Like, literally just words on paper. Like, I don't get that. I honestly would go as far to say I thought people who read were like, that's disgusting. Like, why would you read that? That's so boring. Like, you're not cool. Like, in high school, I hated reading, especially like Shakespeare. When we read that, like Macbeth, like all that stuff. No, nope. You couldn't catch me dead reading. I think I enjoyed one book throughout all my high school, which was To Kill a Mockingbird. That's about it. But basically, I would be one of those girls who would look up spark notes of the book. Basically, it summarizes and gives you key points of what happened in the book, so you don't actually have to read it, which is cheating. So if any of my teachers are seeing this, no, you're not. Anyways, I love reading and it has inspired me to be a better version of myself, a better person. It makes me feel almost like educated because I get to see new worlds. I get to get lost in words on paper, and it is my favorite absolute thing in this world. And there's no going back. Like, after I'm 3 years into my reading journey, there's no going back. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Rather, if you're a reading hater or a some girl, someone, some boy, whoever you are, who wants to kind of get into reading, get into your reading journey, I am going to show you guys what inspired me to start reading. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let's get into it. So I want to preface this video by saying reading is very subjective. I might love a romance book, but you might hate the same one. Reading, we perceive the world differently. We perceive different things. We all have different opinions for a reason. We're not going to all have the same taste in books, and that's totally okay. I have lots of friends who read, and I will love a book and they will absolutely despise it. So I think it's just cool that people see the world differently, and that's why I love reading. Is you're literally getting trapped in a book for hours, and it leads you in it just helps you get a visualize it helps you visualize like different worlds, and it's all how your brain perceives things, and I think that's so cool. So first we got The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. This book has started my reading journey. It planted a seed, and the seed has grown so much. So basically, this book was trending on TikTok because the series was coming out, and everyone's like, read the book before you watch the series. Like, it makes everything better. Like, the book is missing, or the show is missing some things the book had. Like, you need to read it before you watch the show. And I was like, no, I hate reading. Why would I do that? But I was going on a road trip for like 16 hours. I had nothing to do. I didn't really want to be on my phone or watch a show or anything. So I was like, might as well, whatever. And when things are trending, you're kind of more likely want to do it. So I picked up that book on my road trip. And funny enough, I was going to California. I was staying in a beach town. I was staying with my mom's best friend's sons. And it was literally giving the summer and pretty, like swimming at night. Like, it was literally the vibes. And that was the best summer ever, to be honest. Anyways, Cousins Beach. You got Jeremiah and Conrad, and yes, I'm a Conrad girly. I will not be switched, so don't ask me to switch, and don't fight me because I will fight you on it. But this is just summer feel, summer vibes, and such an easy, fast paced books. There's romance in it, there's drama, there's honestly a little sadness, but this book deals with it all. It is amazing, and I after I read it, I literally went to Barnes and Noble and picked up the other two of the series and read those, and that is really what this whole series just clicked. But this is my favorite book out of the whole series. This is the one I rated 5 star. I think the other two I rated like a 4 star, but this series is honestly, it's what changed my life. Like, if it wasn't for this book, I would not be a reader, and I don't know where I would be. Honestly, probably wouldn't, still hate reading. So like I said, guys, sometimes it is just a book to get you into reading. Sometimes it's the whole reading experience. Everyone kind of like gets into the reading journey different ways, but for me, it was a book and it sparked something. So this book will have my heart. So if you want a really, really easy, really, really fast paced book, read this. Like, again, I hated reading. I did not like reading. So for someone who didn't like reading to read this book and actually enjoy it, like that says like how this book is. It's very YA, and YA is perfect to get you into reading too because it's just easy, fast paced, easy to understand, and just kind of like a basic book. So I really love this book, and it just gives me a nostalgic feeling because it's what really sparked my reading journey. So I love that book. So the next book to get me into my reading journey is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I know a lot of people hate Colleen Hoover or hate her books because they think she glamorizes abuse, like, like people just don't like that, and I get it. I get it. Like people are like, no, like, we should not be talking about like all the sexual assault and like all this stuff. Um a lot of people says it gives people the wrong idea, but for me, honestly, it educated me. I had no idea what abuse dealt with and toxic relationships dealt with. I kind of always was one of those people who are like, you know what? If someone needs to get out of a toxic relationship, like they need to be strong enough to get out. Like I don't understand why they would stay if they're treating them like that. But this book helped me see the other side. Like it's not always black and white. It's not always easy. Easier said than done to get out of that relationship. You know, so I really saw like what can make somebody stay in an abusive relationship. It was really sad. It's filled with trauma, and it kind of makes your heart hurt a little bit. But I honestly enjoyed this book. This is the first book I ever annotated to, and I enjoyed every second of it. I love annotating books because now when I open it, it just reminds me of the feelings I felt. Certain quotes that literally pulled on my heartstrings. I love this book. This book was everything for me. It was my first actual book that I like paid attention to. Like every word I clung to in this book. Atlas. Oh my god, I love this book so much. But a lot of people hate it, and that's okay. We all have different opinions. Again, for a reason. I've read this book twice, and it's really cool because It Ends With Us movie came out this week, so I'm gonna go see it. And that's kind of fun. I love reading a book knowing there's a show or a movie to go with it because you kind of get to see, oh, is the book going to be better or is the show going to be better? I really hope I heard the book is still better, but I'm just really excited for the movie to go see it. Anyways, Colleen Hoover are honestly the best because if you ask pretty much anyone in their reading journey, they will say they started out with a Colleen Hoover book because her books are so easy, so fast paced, just quick to get through. So I really recommend Colleen Hoover books. Just pick any one of them up, but I think It Ends With Us is like the most popular one just because like it deals with a lot of things. But I don't know, I really love that book. So um definitely recommend just reading a Colleen Hoover book to start off. Okay, so the next book that got me into my reading journey is November 9th by Colleen Hoover. This book genuinely made me fall in love with reading. This book is full of comfort and sadness. Ben and Fallon are one of my favorite book characters. I don't know, it's just a story, it's how they met, it's the reason they started like talking in this book, like everything, the secrets, the drama. I love this book with all my heart. I've read it twice. I'll probably read it again. If you guys want to read this book, just skip 30 seconds ahead so you don't spoil it for yourself. But there's one quote, it's the sound trending on TikTok too. It says, "Every November 9th, I'll wait for you, hoping one day you'll be able to find enough forgiveness to love me again. But if that doesn't happen and you never show, I'll be grateful to you until the day that I die." And that quote literally did it for me. I was like, nope, this book, I love it, 5 star. I want to read more books. I want to feel this feeling I felt again, and it was over. So just read this book. It's a very comforting read. It deals with sadness, but also something about it's just so comforting for me. I don't know what it is, but I love this book until the day I die. November 9th by Colleen Hoover. Now, the last book that got me into reading is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. This book, honestly, was the first real book I felt like I read. Like, I know these books are real, but something about reading Emily Henry is an author that kind of like I didn't really know much about. It was her writing is so particular and so specific. It made me feel like this is the first official book I've read that isn't like Colleen Hoover, that isn't like a small little YA. Like it was something just like an actual book I've ever read. So I really love that feeling. It's a vacation getaway, And also, the beginning of my reading journey, I did not treat my books with respect. How rude of me to destroy a book like this. But, it's vacation vibes, getaway vibes, summer, um, best friends, something happened. We don't know what, but there's a damper in the relationship and we're trying to figure it out. There's a plot twist. I don't know if it was a plot twist for me. I think I kind of figured it out, but needless to say, this book was amazing. I read more Emily Henry books. My favorite one I've read so far is Happy Place by her. She's a phenomenal author, and if you guys haven't read an Emily Henry book, just pick one because she has so many ones that are so good. But this book honestly just made me want to read more. It made me feel like I could actually read any book, like anything was possible. I don't know what it was about this book, but Emily Henry, this book did it for me. Such cute vibes. Love that book. I just want to say that reading is subjective and we all have different tastes. If you're a reading hater, just try reading something you're interested in, rather if it's a sport you play like hockey, rather if it's your occupation, you're a flight attendant, you're a nurse. When we read books that we relate to, it almost makes it easier. It makes you more inspired and it makes you love reading too. I know I'm a flight attendant, and when I read my first book that was based on a flight attendant and a romance, I just loved that feeling and I related to it. I was like, I want to read more books. When you read things you're interested in, obviously, it just makes things better. Anyways, I am 3 years deep into my reading journey and I'm not going back. But if you're a reading hater, my one advice to you is just read something, rather if it's a super easy book, 100 pages. It doesn't have to be 300 pages. You don't got to be a book talker. You don't got to be a book talker. You don't got to be a booktuber. You don't have to post. You don't have to have followers. You can just pick up a book, their words on paper, get in the world, visualize yourself there, visualize what the characters look like. And that's how I fell in love with reading. Reading inspires me to be a better person. I honestly feel like the best version of myself before or after I started reading. Like I have changed for the better. Reading has changed me. Has changed my life forever, and I'm so thankful for it. I'm so thankful to the Summer Pretty for getting me into reading, and it's a whole experience. There's something about getting a cup of tea, getting cozy in your reading spot, getting your headphones on, listening to music, and reading a book. Like the whole experience is so immaculate. So I really recommend just trying reading for the first time if you hate it, or if you want to get into a reading journey. I really hope I inspired you. I gave you some books that were kind of easy, beginner friendly, and maybe you'll pick up one of those books and read it. Also, if you have a Kindle or a ebook, that also helps. I find that sometimes people like just reading on their phones. It's faster for them to read than to read an actual book. So that can always help you kind of get into reading. Um, so there's just so many different ways. But I hope this video kind of inspired you to start reading. Just pick up a book today. And yeah, I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. Comment down below if there's any videos you guys want me to post, book related, lifestyle related. But don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.